June the 24th, 2020. Guys, you're looking at the National Hurricane Center map, and this is a 5-day forecast, and we got a 60% chance of a development from a system I've been watching for a couple of days that came off of Africa. Now, it started strengthening last night, and so the chances have really went up now to 60% chance of development. I noticed some of the weather guys are saying it's just a little early for this Atlantic development this far out. But it's also too early for the heat we've been experiencing in the U.S. We're getting late July, August heat now, and so everything's heated up. The Atlantic's heated up, the Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico, Bay of Campeche, everything is much hotter than normal. This is saying a tropical wave located over the eastern tropical Atlantic continues to produce a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Environmental conditions appear conducive for development of this system over the next few days, and a tropical depression could form during the early to middle part of next week while it moves westward at around 15 miles an hour over the tropical Atlantic and approaches the Windward Islands. Now, this is the wide Atlantic view. Now, this is not the National Hurricane Center satellite images because it's been down for 2 days. I guess Brandon forgot to pay the bill, or maybe they're sending that money overseas. Not sure, but this is COD. You know we can always find a way. This is one of the links on our website, COD satellite images. But what we're dealing with is the system that is now moving away from the African coast. It is right here, guys, this one. It's predicted to take this path through this area. With these warmer waters, we're going to have to pay very close attention to it. But that's what we've been seeing. It formed onshore, and it looked like it may do something. Wasn't sure because you got all the Saharan dust layer that's involved, and that still could prohibit additional strengthening if it becomes involved. But right now, it's slightly a little further south than this what they call Saharan and air layer. Now, you're looking at the Canadian model, and it's one of the few that are tracking this thing with any kind of accuracy at all right now. I'm sure that will change some with the Navy model. But here you can see the storm approaching on the 30th, the Windward Islands, into the Gulf of Mexico by July the 3rd, approaching that. So we're not far away, guys. It is that time of the season, and let me apologize for my 2 husky pups that are over here fighting over a stuffed duck. And they sound like 2 wolves fighting, like it's something serious. But they're playing. That's Booger and Bandit. But here's what we got. That was in case you heard all that noise in the background. And right there, moving into the 30th, July 1st, July 2nd, into July 4th, right there. Looks like that. Of course, the tracks are going to change. We're still a few days out. But if it stays to this track, you've got the Windward Islands, you've got Cuba, Jamaica involved, straight into the very warm waters of the Gulf. And if you look at the temperatures across the Atlantic, you can see that they are above normal in many cases. Now, our storm's located just about in this area right there, and you can see the Saharan air layer now. Again, sand absorbs moisture that prohibits the development of these hurricanes. Sometimes the storms will actually take down a lot of the sand, because if you look across the southeastern U.S. the last few days, check it out as we start there. Look at all the sand we've been seeing, and I could tell it just by the color of the sun the last few days. Your eyes will get a little gritty, and actually, you never know about how the exact effect of the sand is. We know it distributes fertilizer, minerals, and stuff across the planet. But when we're dealing with it in the air above us, or we're dealing with, we know it's going to reflect some sunlight back above us because of the glass that's in sand. But also, does it trap during the heat of the day some of the heat down like a blanket? Does it trap it and make it hotter? It's kind of hard to say right now. I'm not an expert on it, but I do know that it is dangerous to your lungs and your health if you have respiratory problems. But we're going to have to just pay attention to it, guys. We got a first Atlantic storm, and it looks like, again, with 60% chance of development, that we're going to have to pay attention to it. We're watching a lot of things, including including Lake Mead and Lake Powell. Watch for those updates. It's a heads up. Be safe.